The boys are out.
Welcome to another exciting episode.
Feel it real fun for all. Oh, what is it? The 3rd of May, is it? 2024?
Yeah. We just did part 3 of the book today.
Good one, babe.
All right.
So it's 150%.
So we doubled the size of it yesterday.
Yes.
And now it's bigger.
Yeah, 150% of what you did on
the first.
Well, yes.
Where the hell?
And it will be double.
All right. Anyway, let's
double
just push a bunch
tomorrow.
of buttons. All right, that'll do.
Okay.
Oh, Galaxy is here.
Hello, Galaxy.
Oh, right.
Okay.
That's right. So it doubled on day 2. It'll double again on day 4.
Yes.
It'll double again on day 8.
But I don't know that that's what you said we should be doing in doubling up your money, because that's when I had a problem.
Book. Right.
Yeah, but
well, you can. Well, there's the incremental growth, but it doubles every periodically.
Right.
Right. Anyway, Penny, Galaxy, yo, we've got an exciting show today with 4 questions.
Hello.
That's right. Nobody gave us any question. Well, we got a couple questions, but almost nobody. Actually, I mean, a few somebodies did.
Well, 4.
Yes.
I mean, they might be surreptitious questions that you sort of brought in from somewhere.
No, I might make a question up or two just for filler, just for fun. Lisa and LaRock. All right. So, Victoria, let's tell them where to go.
So go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
What? No, now we do howtofeelitreal.com.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Howtofeelitreal.com.
Okay. I'm going to put a sticky note there.
Yes.
Of what you want me to say. Where else would you like to send everyone? JoinRemarkable.com.
JoinRemarkable.com. It's the ongoing emergent. It's a lot of fun. And when you put skin in the game, shit happens. Or go to Reddit. Fuck it. Right? Anyway. Cool. All right.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That is the rightness.
Yes.
So, Victoria.
Yes.
Shall we dive in?
We can. Do you want to?
Well, I hope so. That's why I'm here.
I'm only joking. All right, so the first question's from Shinita in Dream Driven Day, God having the adventure. So Shinita asks, hey, Mr. 20, missed you guys. Oh, I missed you too.
Welcome
Shinita.
back.
Do you remember when you realised we were God having the adventure of a lifetime? I certainly do. And a lifetime of adventure.
The adventure of a lifetime and a lifetime of adventure.
Yes, I think today that statement finally clicked for me. I've been sitting with this thought today. Any suggestions or tools to play with?
Sure, the way I'm languaging it right now is you are how God has the adventure of a lifetime. Sort of removes a lot of resistance and bullshit that people have. So I'll just invite you to notice and explore. You are how God has the adventure of a lifetime. And you are God having the adventure of a lifetime. On the other hand, you could always give life to a shit show. Right? And you can forget that it's an adventure, and you
remember it's a shit show.
You can remember it's a shit show, right?
Yes.
So if I had a suggestion or tools to play with, I think the key word is going to be play. And this is sort of going to weave into Lisa's question later, but whatever you're doing, I'll go back to joinremarkable.com. Play with other people who are playing with this stuff. Because if you're, I got a letter from someone the other day, email thing. You could tell I'm old. I got a letter.
A letter.
Right? And I was listening to a tape when I got the letter. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A cassette reel tape.
Yeah. A real cassette tape, right?
Yes.
And long story short, it was something about, hey, what do I do when I have friends that don't believe? And I said, look, 99% of the people I know don't have a clue about this. And that doesn't make them bad people, it just makes them like they're buying into what they're buying into, and I still love them, and they love me, and we just keep going. On the other hand, hanging out with people who are heading in the same direction, lots of fun. Yeah, people who are exploring the same terrain as you, cool.
Does it escalate your own?
I suspect so. I mean, the whole thing of like, you and I, we're married. Yeah. And we still have these things called conversations.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of married couples don't. Right? They have conflicts. when the conflicts escalate, right?
Yes.
On the other hand, I did a podcast episode that's not released yet today, where I mentioned something about if I expose me while exploring her, that invites her to expose her while exploring me, and we both get to expand.
Give me an example. So where is you exposing you that helps to explore me and vice versa?
Well, when we talk, I don't sit there and edit everything incessantly and hope and seek approval and see if I'm offending you and make sure I language things properly and make sure I find the right
So
word.
there's an innocence there.
Yeah, I'm exposing me. Yeah, here's what I got, and I'm exploring you. Noticing what do you got, what are you doing, and if you're doing the same, then we both expand. Yeah. On the other hand, you made me mad. You don't fucking listen. Yada 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 yada. It's all your fault. I was so much happier when we were dating. I was much happier before we were dating. Right?
Much happier before I met you. No.
That's right.
Okay.
So this whole thing of just noticing, bringing it back to the whole thing with playing with people who are playing, I think is a pretty good idea. So do you have to? No. But that's going to be my thing. Join us on some live calls. Join us in Remarkable. It's what I'm really passionate about. It's the play. It's the group play. It's the exploration. And it also gets you out of thinking right there. There's that whole thing of there's an addiction in our culture to endless data and and endless doings. Versus if we're exploring, expanding, exposing, something magical happens. So,
Cool.
What do you reckon, Victoria?
Sounds nice. So that was for Shinita in Dream Driven Day. Thanks very much for your question. And yes, we missed you too. I know, Bruce, I heard ya. The next question is from Leah in Manifesting Mastery, Limited Money. And Leah says, hi, while imagining plenty of money, ... how does one grocery shop with X amount to spend?
All right, so I got a note there to talk about the streetcar system and Joseph Goddard to the max. So if I was going shopping today...
You did.
I did.
Yes.
And the first thing Victoria said when I got out of the car...
Don't remember.
Yeah, how'd you do?
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah, there's this eagerness, there's excitement, there's this anticipation, right? And so I would imagine having had a great shop. What would imply you had a great shop? Yeah, you just maybe you got some great deals, maybe you got what you wanted, all that good stuff. A lot of people imagine struggle with everything they do. Every little bit is a battle. Every little step is a minefield. So one of the things that I taught years ago and experienced endlessly and still do. Do you remember the whole thing about top shelf for bottom shelf?
Bottom
Right.
shelf, top
Yeah.
shelf meat for bottom shelf prices.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd get steaks for ground meat prices, right?
Yeah.
A BMW for the price of a Volkswagen, that kind of thing, right? I'm actually doing that right now, which is a lot of fun. But there's this thing where you can, when I was younger, my shopping experience was buy the shit that's expiring and on sale and cheap because you need to. You've got limited amount of money. When I started just having fun with it, right? Yeah, I get great deals because I get great deals. It's good fun. The richest people that I know do the same thing. And they get great deals because they get great deals and they have fun.
There's your lesson from MM, Leah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you can just notice, like radio, maybe you're strapped on cash right now. If you focus on feeling strapped for cash, you're going to keep getting more of that. On the other hand, if you're just having fun getting great deals and getting what you want,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd play. And it's actually, remember the other week, what did I bring home? Was it pork belly?
Lots.
Oh,
pork
no,
belly, pork
no,
ribs.
pork ribs.
We love them.
There were
Slow cooked.
there were 3 different prices on the same pork ribs, all expiring at the same time.
Yes.
So I'm just looking at them, and it's like, why is this one $20 and this one $40?
Yeah.
And it's like, because the size wasn't all that different.
Yeah.
But whatever the price per kilogram was totally different. And it's like, this is great. And I'm asking Amika, any difference here? He goes, nah, that's just what they do. You know, they package them in corporate, and they do this stuff, and sometimes it shows up like this. I've done it with pork ribs. I've done it with brisket. It's just good fun.
Yeah.
So, and do we need to? It's just fun. Just how can you allow fun to emerge into it all? So, that's what I'd do. For goodies, the streetcar system, Joseph Goddard to the max. I didn't directly go into those, but I sort of did. Before I went shopping today, I imagined having had a great shop. And for the streetcar method, whatever I touch, I use that to contribute to what I'm imagining. Because a lot of people, they touch something and they're at war with 3D. Oh, look at this. Right? Yeah, they look at something and go to war with it. They look at someone and go to war with them. They look at anything. And then they find, yeah, I'm at a warlike state, so I will go to war with you. Yeah. We just had a post in the LOA group on that. And it's like, look, you're clearly at war, and you're at war with what I'm saying, and you're at war that I'm not saying enough fast enough. It's like, I've got better shit to do than sit here and be at war with you. So let's begin there. Cool. So it's never a war on your pocketbook. It's always, what can you bring to the shop? It's shocking to me. Hi, Emmett. Hi, Bruce.
Brucey, darling.
All right.
You too.
So,
yeah,
I think that's pretty good.
Excellent. So that was for Leah in Manifesting Mastery. Thanks very much for your question. I noticed as well, as we were doing Lisa's question, Shinita, you showed up. Hello.
Yeah, you missed your question.
Well, yeah, we've done your question. You'll have to watch the refund.
That's right.
Okay.
Jennifer says, love you too. Love you too. Too.
Cool.
As well. Too.
Hello, Colby. Okay. So the next question is from Stephanie in Dream Driven Day. Do I need a deadline? No. But anyway.
If you want to screw things up, really get deadline oriented.
And Stephanie asks, one of my big desires is to move back to the Pacific Northwest. When I'm in the state of resident Washingtonian, I know I am there. It's easy to imagine because I've lived there before and I visit a lot. But part of my rational mind thinks it's a someday thing and thinks there are so many logistics that need to happen if I'm moving cross country. I don't have a conscious deadline to move out there, but part of me knows it's not today. Part of me feels like I'm not letting this happen because I don't have a deadline. Am I imagining or just pretending, 20? I'm getting to visit my best friend in Washington this July. I haven't been out there since discovering Neville and 20.
Cool. So you're going through your day-to-day. You can feel as though... So I don't know where you live currently, so let's just say it's Pittsburgh, because I've been there. If I was in Pittsburgh, not wanting to be in Pittsburgh anymore, wanting to be someplace else, I would feel my events of the day as Pittsburgh as like those are fun memories. Yeah,
nostalgia.
Yeah, that nostalgic kind of feeling. We did a great call on nostalgia. It's at NevilleGoddardStore.com. Hint. So, but it's like if I go to war with leaving Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Again, that whole thing of war shows up. On the other hand, if I can experience, if I was in Pittsburgh now, if I can experience the state and the experience that's going on now nostalgically. Yeah, I mean, it was a shithole experience. Right? I had a lot of fun. Ate some chicken wings.
You do love your chicken wings.
Yeah, but it's like...
the hot chicken wings.
But it's just like, that's all in the past. Do I eat hot chicken wings now? No. See, that's all in the past, too. It was fun.
Yeah.
But it's, and if you want hot wings in Pittsburgh, I can tell you where to go.
You got the T-shirt.
Got the T-shirt.
Yeah, you did.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I was there.
On the other hand, it's just like far, far away. So you can actually feel that day-to-day experience at the end of the day as if it were far, far away in the past. So one of the things that you can explore is, of course, if you lived in Washington, so Washington is over to the
Lived in Pittsburgh.
over to the left,
Yes.
and Pittsburgh is over to the right. Yeah, I would feel Pittsburgh over to the
Oh,
right.
I see what you're
that
saying.
kind of thing.
Like if you were in Washington, you could remember when
Yes.
you were down there.
Now,
Or
where does Washington feel? So if it's feeling at a distance out there, it's at a distance. On the other hand, if you can experience what you experienced today from Washington, yeah, it's there's a lot to play with here. So I wouldn't put a deadline on it. I'd just explore where else can you put some life into it. And that nostalgia bit is really profound. So
Yeah.
we'll do the Crest commercial for that, Victoria.
Yeah, Neville did that a lot with between his comings and goings from Barbados and New York.
Barbados.
Yeah, and being in one and imagining being in the other, and it's almost like location-wise, where is it from his point of view? sort of.
Absolutely, sure.
And yeah, so that was good. So I don't know if that would help as well.
I think it
But
would
you were
definitely
sort of
help.
saying that, yeah, got you.
You were sort of saying that too.
I was, but you were
Yes.
saying it before
Yes,
me.
and you're
That's what I'm
saying it now differently.
All right.
That's right.
Yes. Cool. And deadlines? No. Don't need to go. I mean, crumbs, who knows? You might go on a worldwide cruise before you actually settle in Washington. So why deadline it?
Now, there's other things to consider. I'm just going to toss this out, and somebody's going to get upset about this.
Yes.
So it's not going to happen today. How do you know? Might happen tomorrow. You could take a walk, go down the road, an asteroid hits your apartment building or whatever you live in, and everything's gone, right? So you take a walk with the puppy dog, and shit happens, and it's like, well, me and the puppy dog might as well go. Insurance is going to pay for that shit. Rationally, you can't possibly figure much of anything or everything out in life. Rationally, I know where the store is, and I get there, and so on. But I have a magical experience while I'm there. Rationally, I know where we live, but I come home for the magical experience. So when you really start to get, of course, there's going to be rational shit, but there's all this. If we go to give us today our daily bread, one way you can look at that is, you know what? By the way, you've got another 30 years left, probably,
Don't know.
before you're used by, right?
Maybe only 10. I don't know.
Well, I hope it's more than that. But let's assume Victoria's got about 30 years before her use-by.
Before her use-by date.
Yeah, we got pork that's used by
Best
today.
before date.
Yeah, best before date, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think there's going to be challenges, problems, logistical things you have to do over the next 30 years?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, if you think about them, what
I'm trying
happens?
to...
All right. What happens if you think about those?
It's a crap.
All right. What happens to your conversations, your state, your breathing?
Yeah,
Do you even
no,
notice the food you
everything
shovel in the
tightens
pie hole?
up. No, I know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's all trying to arm yourself for what about this and what if I can't walk or just God.
Yeah. Versus,
Yeah, I don't
versus
go
like,
there.
Yeah, I'd like to die here. This will work. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like planning all the steps between now and then. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's good for Stephanie in Dream Driven Day.
I think that's good for Stephanie
Perfect.
in Dream Driven Day.
Good one, Stephanie. Thanks for your question.
In DreamDrivenDay.com.
In dreamdrivenday.com.
Hoo-ha.
Wow. So the last question today, just wow, because we're already up to the last question.
That's
but
right.
The last question today is from Remarkable Lisa Ann Rock. Worker bee or queen? And Remarkable Lisa asks, I've heard the saying, those who can't do, teach. So not true. And I get that too. Yet, I've noticed how some of us have gorgeous gifts and talents. And possibly our desire is slow in manifesting. We start to buzz around a queen, thinking being near will suffer some till. I've watched people work in a field that supported the role they wanted to live. I've noticed how proximity to a wish fulfilled is seductive, like a siren's call. Yeah. It ain't safe. Rather a soulless replicant. I'm eager to hear your wisdom on this.
Cool.
Off you go, babe.
So at the pool, we have the pool. And so there's two pools. There's the warm water pool that's full of a lot of lovely people. Some of them are working on getting ahead. Some of them aren't. In the swimming area, the cold water pool, people swim laps. In the other part of the building, we've got the gymnasium. And a lot of people there exercise. They come in for an hour or two so often, and they do what they do. And it's interesting, as I just notice people and notice the impact of people around me. There's what can be taught and what needs to be caught. And if I could say the thing which disturbs me the most when it comes to education in the world today is our worship of data transmission. The more data we collect, the more rich we can be, the more effective we can be, whatever. It's data, 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 data. On the other hand, I suspect it's a lot easier to exercise and maybe a lot more effective to exercise if you've got some sort of guide or mentor and if you're on people who are exercising. I just find it fascinating because there's like Neville Goddard talks about wearing your state as though it were a fragrant odor. And so if we both hung out with people that hated being married for hours a day, and then we got together at nighttime, what do you think we're wearing like a fragrant odor?
Yeah.
And so I find this. By the way, actually, in Urias, I let the data follow me. Lisa's given a yes. Data is the droppings you leave behind. So I did a really good interview the other day with Christina somebody. Sorry, don't know your name. Right?
It's a weird surname. Yes.
So I started eating a lot of flesh, and then I started eating only flesh, and I'm really enjoying eating flesh for food. So for me right now, flesh is food. Food is flesh, right? And so I started hanging out on the Facebooks and these groups called Carnivore. And the carnivore groups mostly have people that eat flesh. Some of them are very militant, like some vegans, right? Some of them are actually fun, right? And so I learn, I absorb, I enjoy a lot of what happens in these groups. And so Christina puts up a post, and she goes, hey, I'm looking for carnivores to interview if you've been carnivore for 60 or 90 days or more, something like that. And of course, I'm a sucker, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, me. I love interviews. I think it was supposed to be like 20 minutes long. We went about 72 minutes, had a great time, right? So Victoria's outside the house looking in.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
when we allowed inside, it's cold out.
Yeah, we're still going, right? So that there's something of value to me of hanging out with people who are heading in the same direction or heading out doing the same kind of thing. And it's a fascinating thing because we've talked before about devotion and being a devotee. And what a fascinating word that gets all kind of resistance, at least where I used to travel in America. Because if you said you were devoted, or if you talked about a devotional act, or you were a devotee, they automatically thought you were in a cult, right? Like, oh, you've got to be a freaking nutter, right? But I'm devoted to her. I'm devoted to my body, to my puppies. Swimming is a devotional act to me. So when you notice, what are you devoting yourself to? When you devote devotion to me is an act of love, of adoration, of absorption, of expansion, and so we could work on our marriage. We could hang out with co-workers. Generally not a fan of that feeling anymore. It can be useful for a time. But yeah, and if you want to be a cop, you hang out with cops, You get trained by them, and you hang out with them. There's shit that you'll just pick up through casual conversation and long-term exposure. But when we really take the time to notice, what have we done here? What is Victoria doing here? The garden is a devotional act, a devotional experience, except for when it's not. When it's not, it becomes a work, a job, a labor. And we call the garden in our home heartwood. Heart as in love, wood as in the element in Chinese medicine of work.
But also, the whole word heartwood is the heart of the tree.
Yes. At the core of it all, she is the garden is her. It's a devotional experience where have you and the garden both grown over the past 14 years?
It's taught me loads.
It's taught me loads, right? And this is what's really, really lovely, because when we get to, if we do anything for a shortcut or to fix, it's really not that fun as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other hand, taking the time to explore, to expand, to expose. When somebody comes, when there have been times over the years where people have come here and I could watch her cringe because they're walking into her soul. And so she's exposing herself with all that she does here and inviting them to explore it. And if while in the process of doing that an expansion happens, wow. I remember when Jerry Amica first came here, and then he came back. So he came here for one seminar, he came back for another seminar, and he's up on the hill, right? And it's like, oh, there he is, right? Yeah, just then up on the hill taking photos, bringing his wife, and there was only one kiddo at the time down. Was there a bun in the oven back then? I can't remember. Or no, it's just the one.
Bun in the oven?
Yeah.
Certainly not mine.
No, in her oven.
Oh.
Stephanie's oven. I can't remember. There may have been. I think there may have been a bun in the oven.
Yeah.
But what a joy to have somebody beckoned by the garden, beholding the garden. It gets us out of our heads and into our lives. I put up a little comment somewhere on the Facebook today about what was it about the head and the heart?
And belly?
Well, it eventually gets to the belly, but the head. Anybody know? It had to do with spins. That was lovely when I wrote it. Don't have a clue what it was now. It's been such a busy day. It's only 10:32.
Yeah.
Wow. So what do you reckon, Victoria?
Well, I've got a few things. I noticed how, well, this is in deep contrast to where I went and then what it became. So when I was over in the UK, I had a lot of people around me that I either taught at college, like I taught them payroll, or in businesses I taught them program, and I had different people anyway that were under me, and I willingly gave them all my knowledge. Like, it's just like I just wanted to, it was a bit like a data dump, but it didn't mean to be like that. I was trying to fashion it so that they'd be able to get it the way I got it. And I think that's what it was. It was like I learnt it on my own, not by people instructing me, and had these amazing, enlightening experiences. It was just like, oh, I get it. And it's like, I didn't know how to teach that. Like, it felt like it wasn't a gift that I was able to give to them. So, and I really felt that, well, for me, you need to experience that yourself to really get the totality and entirety. I don't know how to explain it, but
it's an ongoing immersion.
It is.
If you try to squeeze it into an event.
Yeah.
I noticed with we've got a live call tomorrow. Drop me an email. We still have a few openings. It's a crass commercial. But I notice a lot of people keep showing up on the open live calls. We have people that repeat the triple Ds, people that have joined the Remarkable. When there's an ongoing emergent. And by the way, we hate this in our culture today. Just tell me the fucking data points. Give me the 3 steps and I'm done. right?
Yeah.
And you, as someone who was passionate about what you were doing,
Dave, definitely. Yeah. It was a devotional act.
It was a devotional
and
act, yes.
That's why it was like I just sapped it all up. I just absorbed it all
Yes.
and learnt from it all so easily. It just pushed back. It was weird. And I remember a few people saying to me, like, "Can't believe you're giving me all this knowledge, like this is ace." And it was like, and it sounds really smug, but I really got, but actually you won't get it.
You can give them your knowledge, but you can't give them your wisdom.
No. And it was like, because, I just knew the way I had experienced, it's that the experience of it
Yes.
that then, I don't know.
So if you had monthly meetups with these people, or every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and there was an ongoing exploration, inviting them to share their insights and their expansion, and to have them, what do we call it? So if I expose me
Yeah.
while exploring you, and you expose you while exploring me, we both expand. And there's something magical that happens here, versus when we try to take a devotional experience and turn it into a data dump.
Yes. Actually, that's really true because, and I get, in a way, it's a bit like that slow manifesting
Yeah.
that Lisa mentioned. It's like there is such an appeal to me now in being slow.
Yes.
There never was. Everything, like you said, data dump, fast, go. And it's just like, and then, and I fell into the trap. So that was in the UK, came back here, bought this home, all of a sudden wanted everything done, wanted to be like a house flipper. Oh, God. But, and with the garden, wanted to create garden. I remember one day I even went and I came home from Bunnings and I had like 12 plants in the car. I said, "Look, 20, I bought an orchard."
Yeah.
It's just like, it doesn't work there. And I never thought about it, but it was like, I was so driven, but it wasn't from devotion.
Yep.
And all I could think about that whole time while I was trading, it was like, as well, it was like my whole life was just driven with this thing. And if I just plant one plant a day for 365 days, I've got 365 plants. Jesus. Whereas now it's like, it's none of that. It's like really stepping back and letting it evolve and just being in love with it, with whatever I do in life.
Yes.
So it's, not just garden, it's everywhere, and I love that. So, I think that's all I had.
It's like a fellowship forms. So here's my experience, going way back to the first question. What we are is God having the adventure of a lifetime. My wording there is very precise. We are how God has the adventure of a lifetime. For me, it's a stepping stone, and it's, again, really precise. The Elohim, the one made of many, the many that make up the one. And when you allow your life to be devotional, it affects and infects in the most lovely way all your relationships, everything you do, how you clean your car, everything, how you cook food. It's not just about getting the meal on the table.
Yeah.
It's about really enjoying and having an experience where... So we've got these pork slices today, pork belly slices, and some fish and prawns, right? That isn't the meal I planned, but it's the meal that we get, right?
Yes.
And the pork belly slices need to be cooked slowly and hot at some point, so we get some, because the fat needs to render and the fat needs to crisp. And if we skip either one of those, it's just not fun. So we get to experience both. So there are days where we're very driven to getting a lot of things done, and that pretty much is every day. But if it's coming from devotional, a dance emerges. If it's not coming from devotional, Devotional allows a hive to emerge. Devotional is very different than like a dictatorial kind of experience. And when it comes to all this stuff, if you try to be a dictator in your mind, or a dictator of your mind, well, then you got to adopt things like, well, since I can't control my mind, there's got to be something called the subconscious. That's right. It's outside of my control, but I can influence it. Yeah. And things just get fucking weird. Versus, what am I devoting my life to? Who am I devoting my life with? So... Cool.
Very cool.
Anything else you reckon?
Well, not really. I mean, I mentioned to you also the bit about trading, and with the proximity bit, and felt like...
I'll toss it out.
Well, it felt like you and I both, well, that's how we met, got involved with Forex trading. And I thought, oh, this is ace. I just, go and be in a group of other like-minded people, because I know you mentioned this a little while back about how if we do that, put ourselves amongst people, like-minded people or something.
Cool.
But for me at the time it didn't work, because I was just coming from the point that, great, I'll just sit in the same room as this like $1 million man, make my money.
so landing.
Yeah, and it was true. So it was a devotional act.
And nobody
for
else in the
him.
room did.
Yeah,
Everyone
was there.
They loved his car. All right.
Yeah.
They loved his car.
Yes.
They loved his wins.
Yeah.
They even loved him.
Yeah.
He loved trading. When I could fall in love with trading, I could trade like Lance, because I had his systems and I had his love. On the other hand, the last time I flew into Australia, I got detained by immigration for 3 hours. And they told me, among other things, I'm not allowed to go anywhere near my Forex traders because I was training these guys. So I was on the wrong visa for doing work in Australia, and they said, you don't talk to any of these people. If you do, we're going to consider it work. And you're not allowed to work in Australia. You can play on the internet like you do, but you can't go hang out with your clients, right? So that was part of what had me walk away from that. But it gave me the space to realize, what is my devotion? Can I trade? I think I'm a damn good trader. Do I want to trade? Let's go to the definition of a trade real quick. What do I have? What do I get? What I have is time. What am I going to trade that time for? This is what I live for. So we do shows, calls, podcasts. It's endless for me. I can do this. How long do I do this a day? A lot, right? The majority of my day involves this in one way or the other. On the other hand, how long could I trade? 2 hours, maybe an hour.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's work. It's not my gig.
Yeah.
How I could hang out with a room of traders and notice their patterning what they're imagining and all this other stuff, and devote my life to helping them. That's fun. But where's the devotion? So.
Okay. So that's what we want to know. Thank you, Lisa, for your question. That was ace. And what we want to know is, tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bits?
That's right.
And yeah, really getting, like in that last bit of the question, the difference, how, like, instead of being a data dump, trying to get on board, when it's a devotional act, how it's just like absorb it. It comes through every part of my being. So yeah, that's mine.
Beauty.
What's yours?
I notice a mentor compared to a teacher. I use the word teacher just because I use the word teacher. What I really consider myself more as a mentor. So, and here's why I mention that. A teacher teaches, and that's cool. And I look at Dr. Brian the same way. I see you more as a mentor or a teacher that mentors, right? Whether it's a group or whatever. But It's the difference between teaching English and teaching students. When you're teaching people, now it's a devotional act. I teach people about whatever the fuck I teach people about. I'm nuts about it. I love what I teach, and I love who I teach. So I don't teach. Alessandra's the same way. Alessandra does not teach singing. Alessandra teaches people while teaching singing. And so when it becomes a devotional act, here's you want to know if you're a mentor or not, right? Teach a seminar. And then notice how many people want to take you out for a beer or a meal or a, hey, can I keep in touch? Or I'd really like to learn more from you, versus thank fucking Christ it's over.
Yeah.
Right? Yep, that was great. I got all your shit. Is it all in the book? Radio. See ya.
Is it all in the book?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll read it. No, you won't.
So the book I'm writing, like the other ebook I put up a couple months ago, if it's actually worth reading, it will be something that you'll get. I'm inviting you. Ashley says, I hate teaching English. Yeah. And you love teaching people. There's the thing. Whatever it is you're teaching, right? So whenever you get that, there's where the fun begins. So,
cool.
I love you, Victoria.
Love you, babe.
What a yummy show.
Yes.
With yummy cool kids. Cool. So, Victoria.
Yes.
We did the strawberry bit.
Yep.
Want to tell them where to go?
You can.
HowToFeelItReal.com if you're just getting started with our stuff. You can get the daily email. I'll send it out till one of us dies. Or all of us die. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be cool if I just pre-scheduled it so that it goes on forever? I'll reach out to AWeber, see what they say. JoinRemarkable.com. One word, JoinRemarkable.com, right? It's the ongoing emergent. We do ask when you sign up, hey, commit to 12 months. You get $1,500 worth of goodies. You get to join us on the live group call every month, private little Facebook group, and it's ongoing, right? Some people say, but it started back in January. I'll never catch up. Have you felt like that anywhere else in life? Maybe everywhere, right? Oh, we didn't get married till what? We was in our olders. Right?
Oldest.
Yeah, we'll never catch up, right?
No.
Radio.
Yeah.
Versus we can get caught up in a lovely dance together. So, I'm going to tell you about Josh. He's never seen Son of a Woman.
Ah, probably really like that.
Well, that's what I told him.
Yeah.
I said, you have to watch it,
and
you have to watch it with a woman. And there's a reason why. It's lovely. So, all right, that's it. Have a lovely day, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you all for your questions.
Yeah.
And
see you next week.
See you next week. And if you want info on the live call, which is 22 hours from now, drop me a note. Quick. See ya.